Whether you need to create a new sub-user or maintain an existing sub-user, you can do so by navigating to the Administration tab, followed by Manage Users. Let's start by creating a new user. Click Create New User. From here, you'll create the sub-user's profile by giving them a user ID and a temporary passcode and filling in their information. Please keep in mind that once a user ID has been set, it cannot be changed. The only way to change this would be to delete the sub-user and create a new one. We recommend selecting a user ID that is more specific to the job duties of that individual rather than an individual's name. For example, payroll, secretary, things of that nature. The temporary passcode is case sensitive, must be between 8 and 12 characters long, and must contain one letter and one number. Please write this information down, as you will need to provide it to the sub-user for their initial login. Next, you enter the telephone number for the sub-user. You can enter up to 6 phone numbers, but we highly recommend entering a direct line at your business or a mobile phone for this user. The reason for that is they will be prompted with the out-of-band authentication that you experienced on your first login. Once you've completed this page, click Continue. Next, you are asked to set up a role for this user. You have the option to have them set up to just be able to set up templates, but they're not able to transmit any money. You can set them up to approve transactions, but they're not able to set up any templates. You can select both of these options. Or if this sub-user is going to need user administration privileges to be able to modify, add, and maintain existing users, maintain services for all accounts, etc., you'll choose this option here. If you don't choose any options, they will be granted view-only access, meaning they can view all of the accounts you give them access to, any of the transactions that took place, but they're not able to move any money. Make your selection and choose Continue. Next, you will see a list of all the services and accounts that are under your profile as the primary user. If you do not have a service, you will not see it here. So choose any services and accounts that your sub-user will need access to. Then click Continue. In this case, we didn't add any services, so there's no need to add any limits. If you had chosen a service, you'll choose those limits up to your company limit for those users here. Click Continue. It's going to ask one last step to verify the information that you provided. And finally, you'll click Submit. This profile is now active, and you are able to provide the username and password to your sub-user, and they can sign in immediately. Now let's go back and maintain a user. Go back to that Administration tab, followed by Manage Users. Here's the Payroll 1 user ID that we just set up. So now your sub-user Pluto has called, and he has locked himself out of his online banking. You as the administrator are the one who has access to unlock him. Do so by following to System Access. To unlock him, you'll simply click the checkbox, click Save Changes. Pluto is now unlocked and he's able to begin working again. You go back to that administration followed by manage users. Say we need to make a change to Pluto's user profile. You'll do so by choosing his name. You have the option to edit his information, or you can delete him as a user.